What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on F1 24 for the 2027 season. It's round number 9. We're back in for the sprint weekend in Brazil. A nice sprint, not sweet, sprint weekend. If you didn't see the last video in Monza, I recommend you go check it out. It was a mixed emotions weekend. Oh my lord. We finally beaten our rivalry with Charles Leclerc with points, rating, my apologies, and we're on a good team rivalry as we are in a championship fight with our man, our teammate. It is going to be a horrible next two races. The reason being I say that is because it's all new regulations for the powertrain and aerodynamics. Okay, so now we're on top of the R&D, and there's a lot. I'm not going to do any of these, obviously, because we're joining a new team each season. I'm going to try and screw these guys over. But last video we did win the constructors championship. It doesn't pop up like anymore. I think it's a bit rubbish. They need to do something when you win the constructors, as there's not really much there. But he did come in free, and it was Charles Leclerc that won around Monza, and then it was the McLaren of Oscar Piastri. I reckon McLaren could be a very big title rival next season, as they are pushing for that all-time win, and I'm looking for both of them on one side at the end of this season. But obviously, as it says, God, where is it? There, we're only separated by 7 points, if that. So that would be very interesting. Well, we're gonna fit the new car with a whole new thing, as we don't. There's no penalty for it. Obviously, we're not going to fit them with anything that doesn't need to be fit. That can get us a penalty. Obviously, that's very interesting with the fact that it is a whole new reg system coming in. I hope some teams can get it well, especially if you're joining that new team.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Of course, I'm waiting for the time to strike with these points, especially if you join a new team. We can get them on the car quick as possible, but I just want to check some with our yeah, we are nowhere near. Technically we are, but nowhere near it. But let's go for sprint qualifying in Brazil. Right, guys, as you can see, it is pouring down of rain in Brazil, and you see the Sauers have some good launch in as we come to the line. So far we're P6 and we're down. Russell's on pole at the moment. We're going to get through the gears, and it's going to be P1 just in time. We took the short line, we took the real life line for the qualifying, and we escaped for P1 in pole. Wow, I think it's P2 for Charles, and then Russell P3 it should be. Yeah, Russell P3. It is so close. Oh my god. Oh my lord, it is close. Down to Red Bull of Max Verstappen. It's just in a tenth of everything. That's the closest qualifying I have ever seen for a while, actually. Especially between all these drivers. But obviously, as you can see, them, and then it's Stroll, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Zhou, Vesti, Porsche, Behrman, and then Hulkenberg. I'm so glad I left Haas at that time, because Haas has not performed well since I've left. Let's go for the sprint race.
Okay, DRS is now available. Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Well, that's an end to the sprint action. Next up, we'll set the grid for the Grand Prix. So we'll see you next time. Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Adams lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Oscar Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Stroll, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Vesti, Perez, Joe, Albon, Sainz, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Bottas, and Théo Pourchaire. And now it's time to head down to the track. And
Right, guys, as we approach the end of the Formula 2 lap around Sao Paulo, if my voice sounds completely different, it's because unfortunately there's some construction work going outside. So it completely messed with the audio, and I've had to do a voiceover. So yeah, as we approach the formation lap, it looks alright. We're on pole, of course, from the qualifying, but we're going for 5 red lights. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we go racing. It's going to be a quick reaction time from Charles Leclerc on the soft medium, on the soft compound. We're obviously on the medium, so we're going to have that slow getaway. George Russell is going to try our inside. We're going to cover that off. And yeah, we get a little bit of shaky on the dirtier of the clear, so we got a little bit wide out of turn number 2. We're going to pry out of 3, bomb it down to turn number 4, and we're going to lose some time actually to the clear. We're going to go a little bit too early into turn number 4 and 5, but we still make that lovely getaway. I know we've lost the position, but it's still Ferrari 1-2 as it stands. Obviously for the Drivers' Championship, this isn't very good. Obviously we need to become first, obviously then we can extend our lead from Charles Leclerc. Russell is a very big protagonist through this entire race, probably a new protagonist to next season maybe even. He's very good with that Mercedes, even if it is bad in the R&D chart. He shows that he can use that car. Same with the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll, same with the Oscar Piastri. It kind of switches each time from Oscar Piastri to Perez. It depends who can control that car. But going on to lap number 3, Charles Leclerc extends his lead beyond the DRS zone. Russell tries and makes a move into the center, makes a little bit of contact from the hands up, but we get that position gained swiftly and we move off straight away. But yeah, he's going to come back again into turn number 4 and 5, but this gains Charles Leclerc's lead in the race, but also isn't good for us because it will drop a lot of points in the Constructors' Championship as it isn't that far and close together. Okay, there is a spin, there is a yellow flag in the center. I think it involves Aston Martin or a Red Bull, but that causes the red flag, and unfortunately our charge stops on these soft compound tyres. And of course we have a big decision to make because the strategy tells us to go on to the softs for God knows how many laps. So I think we actually do end up going with the softs again. I was trying the 2-stop, see if it was actually even better, but it wasn't really worth it. I was going to try 2 mediums, but yet again you're just boxing and boxing and boxing for the same thing. So it's a bit repetitive. I don't think there's a point in doing something like that. So I went with the mediums again. But then I was being a bit weird with this. I couldn't really decide. So I went with mediums again, I actually think. Yeah, I do. I'll go with mediums again, which is weird. Obviously we'll have to... I'm praying for a safety car. Because obviously I'm just praying. But obviously, great reaction time from Charles Leclerc yet again. He makes that all good. We go down to these center S's and we actually stick with him this time instead of losing it. And yeah, fresh set of mediums. It's not the old set. And yes, great reaction time, better than the other time. We're right with him. I can feel in the race, I could feel the car was a lot more quicker than it was from the last little stint that we kind of did. But we're staying with him. Russell's coming at us, and Oscar Piastri and Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's done really well this season. He has progressed so much in that Aston Martin just to become that not championship contender, but maybe a top 5 contender in the season. But yes, we stick with him, and Russell is there for company. But as we get to lap number 9, he's gone again. He's disappeared. Charles Leclerc disappeared again, but we're going to have George Russell for company and Piastri behind him for even more company. I kind of send out his DRS, slipstream and DRS, but it didn't really work, so that was a waste of time. But on lap number 13, and he's still there. Leclerc hasn't made a massive gap, but I'm too busy looking at my differential, and I go off the track and I spin the car. So now, unfortunately, I have to wait for every single car to go past me, because obviously it'd be an unsafe driver, and unfortunately safety car was deployed, so I went ghost. So I was going to be a little bit sneaky, and luckily, because I went ghost a little bit, the cars actually slowed down for some reason. So yeah, unfortunately safety car, but I think it was kind of preempting a bit of karma for putting that little two-stop at the end. But we can go straight onto the softs, get these off, and realistically we should be quicker than everybody else. We should be quicker than everybody else. These guys have had these tyres for a long time, but we can fit this off a nice 2.4 stop, and we get out pretty quickly. But when they join us back at the safety car queue, of course, unfortunately Alex Albon had an engine failure, so he went out. But yeah, we've got a big gap to close to the Leclerc. Obviously he's going to score 25 points, because we've obviously got the fastest lap of this Grand Prix, which is crazy in a Ferrari in your 19th. But obviously we're going to get under racing again. I'm trying to predict where Porsche is going to go. Obviously he's going to follow the racing line, because that's what the AIs do, unfortunately, in this game. But I get the ERS down, I get in the slipstream. I probably use a little bit too much ERS at my advantage. He's going to go defensive, do that down the inside. So Guan Yu with the lock up into turn 1, but we do get past a number of positions in the first corner. I'm using a little bit too much ERS than I should, but we're going to gain that slipstream on Valtteri Bottas. We're going to go to the left hand side, put some no defence, just stick one down his inside and make that move work. And it's 4 positions, 5 positions, however you want to say it, in the space of 5 corners. Ocon pulls up a defensive move, kind of go a little bit defensive, a little bit of contact there, as he does. To be fair, Ocon fakes us. He's done really well in that replacement this season. Do a beautiful move on Zhou Guan Yu, as we just minor twitches to get past him. But as I said, Ocon has done really well in that facing ball this season. Vesty as well in that Alpine to go down the inside on him. In first lap, we've gone from 19th to P11, which on the soft compared to these guys in mediums is crazy. But as you guys can see, penultimate in the final lap, these tyres are still quality pace tyres. So they're not like dead. Yes, they're not done out. They're not got tyre degradation, but there unfortunately was a big gap to Carlos Sainz, which unfortunately that caused us really bad concern. But Tsunoda tries to move under braking, and unfortunately because he went defensive, he caused us to slow down, and unfortunately we couldn't get past him. But I think I kind of did the same move I wanted to do on Ocon. Yeah, we go. We get the same move that I wanted to do on Ocon. Repetitive, I think, in the racing balls, but there's just this massive slipstream line, and I do duck it down the inside of Carlos Sainz. And to be fair, it was probably a pretty clean move going out, and we approach the penultimate corner, if you want to say. Get a bit too much on the curb, and we do spin a little bit. We've got all that ERS on me, and I think we're going to end up P9 here. Yeah, P9, Charles Leclerc wins, but we are going to end up with 3 points at the end of that, which is not too bad.
Go for Charles Leclerc as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
And they're just starting to make it look easy out there. Now a hat-trick of wins. They're out there ahead. They've got the momentum on their side. And it's for the others now to try and up their game to stop that energy that they have.
But to be fair, that was a great race from Leclerc. Yep, every single launch he was in a couple of laps, 2 seconds of us out at the DRS range, which for me personally, I don't know why he didn't drop back in for a second to give us some DRS to help us from the Russell. But hey, when you're in a career-defining rivalry, you've got to do what you've got to do at the end of the day. But Leclerc will extend, it probably overtake us actually trying to remember where we were after Monza, sorry.
Well,
But
that
yeah,
was
he's going to
certainly
get
an
33
exciting
points over
weekend
the
of
course of
Formula
this
One.
weekend. We're
Be
going to get
sure to
10.
join us for more
But
exciting
yeah, if we
Formula One
check the
action
standings, I'm
very
pretty sure
soon.
it isn't very good. It's not very good. And to be fair, Shogun Yu, Perez didn't do very well in that race. But yeah, he's got 16 points to us. But I'll see you guys all for the season finale in Las Vegas. See you then.